Much of Bleasedale's work is set in his native Liverpool, and his knowledge of Liverpool people, school children, actors, and the men who work in the tarmac business has been vital for his work. But he doesn't think of himself as a Liverpool writer.
I'm not a Liverpool writer, I'm a Huyton writer. And it is important because Huyton was like a working class estate on the fringes of Liverpool. And I grew up never going to Liverpool except to go to the shops with my mum of a Saturday. I don't think there's much of my past in the things I've done, but it is the past of the people who I was surrounded with. And I've drawn on my experiences as a kid, and particularly my wife's side of the family and the kids who I taught, the people I was growing up with, but not a lot of me. Whenever I put myself into something, I've always been a bit embarrassed about it. But I think the big thing to remember for me was that although my mum and dad were from big families, they had about 24 brothers and sisters between them, I was an only child. And while I had that area of growing up, that particular area, at 8 o'clock at night, I'd be in our house and I'd be on my own with my mum and dad, and I would dream.
It was these childhood dreams and memories which inspired an unpublished short story, Dangerous Ambition, written in 1969.
Jubilee Park, Huyton, where I spent 10 hours a day ruining my knees, making flying headers, ruining my nose doing the same thing. Had my first fight with Paddy Lewis, the cock of the school, lost in 2.5 seconds, flat. Fell in love in this park with Monica Forshaw. Followed her down the path to 8 o'clock mass every Sunday morning. 20 years later, I wrote a story about this 7-year-old's love affair, gave myself the name of Thomas Thomas, and set it in wartime. It's 1944. He is in a trench like he imagines his father to be. There is heavy fighting amongst the battalions of under 11s. St. Aloysius have advanced from their red bricked assembly hall, through the playground and over the road. They're behind the railings in Jubilee Park, facing the Protestant troops trapped in Parkview Junior School. They refuse to surrender, but there is no escape. The school meals van cannot get through, and they're slowly starving to death and damnation. He is a captain, the leader of the infant's troops, the brightest boy in the school. He wears a moustache and a brave smile, and he is dressed as his father was dressed when he came home on weekend leave from the war 2 months before. Monica and all the girls from St. Aloysius are behind the lines in tents on the bowling green, nursing the wounded and cooking in the captured park-keeper's hut. At night, there is no fighting. It's agreed by both sides. At night, the Catholics retire to the wooden dressing rooms once used by the footballers in the park at the weekend. And there, in the dip by the bowling green and the shrubs and the men's lavatory, Captain Thomas Thomas sleeps in an old mahogany double bed with Monica. For comfort, comfort only. He is only 7. But in his daydreams, he does little fighting.